Welcome back to The Edge. All's fair in SEO and relinking. Clickbait caused $115 million loss in ad spend. Is your thought leadership content kind of missing the point? Also, we have another very fast track for you. You're listening to Edge of the Web for the week of July 25th, 2022 here on Edge of the Web Radio.
From the Edge of the Web studios, here's what we're looking at this week.
Welcome back to The Edge. This is Edge of the Web Radio. Welcome. I'm your host, Aaron Sparks, owner of a digital marketing firm here in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's Site Strategics. We're covering SEO and digital marketing news each and every week, separate from our interview series that we do, and we've been doing for 10 years here on Edge of the Web. So check us out. Check out who we've interviewed over the course of 10 years. Some fantastic, stellar individuals, as well as Morty Oberstein. So make sure,
because all that stuff from 10 years ago is so relevant now, right?
It's evergreen. Everything was evergreen.
Didn't you hear Bruce Clay? You have to repurpose 50% of your content.
Did we cover that? I guess we did cover that, didn't we? You had a particular unique position on that.
Yeah. Crowbarred it.
I think you did. Did you hear anything back from him?
I never heard anything from him to begin with. I don't know anything against it. I think, he's not wonderful. Seems like a wonderful fella. I just didn't like that piece of content. And I do what I do, which is crowbar stuff.
Yes, you do.
I don't know what that means. Is that a verb? You always say, yeah, I crowbarred it. Is that a new thing? I guess it is now.
Are you suggesting that he repurpose that content and redo it?
Oh,
that's meta.
That's Inception right there.
That's amazing. Watch. In a year from now, he'll repurpose it 60%.
Oh, so don't do that.
I think it's gone off the rails.
I think. Sorry, folks. Hey, we are proud to have Site Strategics as the title sponsor of Edge of the Web. Very proud of our team here at Site Strategics. One of the top SEO companies here in our region. We're constant learners. That's the reason for this show. So I'll talk a little bit more about them during the show here, but thanks, Site Strategics. And the guy that actually jumped out of the box before I introduced him is the head of SEO branding over at Wix, who is known as, in certain circles, Morty Oberstein. Morty, good evening, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. See, we're around the world connecting the dots. So, Morty,
we're international.
We are. What's going on over at Wix?
Well, we updated that now we create image sitemaps for a whole slew of our vertical pages.
Yeah.
More pages to come after this, but
after this show?
Well, not literal. I guess like anything is after. Yes, after this show, immediately following the show,
something will happen over at Wix. Yeah. No, it's actually pretty cool. And Wix is actually a sponsor of some of the interview series that we do. We actually talked about that last time. So it's really cool.
Is that why you have me here?
Absolutely. We're just.
I thought you liked me and thought I was intelligent. Holy crap! This whole time.
We just got you on the hook so we can cash in on
my
Wix.
wife or after my money.
No, we like you here, but boy, man.
Well, I was going to talk to you about this because last week you had Crystal Carter on the show.
Yeah. What happened?
Wonderful. It's so much better than me in every possible way.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to say about you that you invited me back and not her. But anyway, I heard you going after me. I always watching baseball. Of course I'm watching it. The best thing possible to do is watch baseball. I don't go
especially
after
whenever you're in Seattle with all the other SEOs.
There was a baseball game on. What do you mean?
Can't you TiVo that?
You don't TiVo. No, I couldn't. And two is you don't TiVo the Yankees Red Sox games. All right.
I see. They got to be right there, right? You can't record that.
Glenn Gabe is listening. He's nodding. Yes, he's with me on this. If he would have been in Seattle, he also would have been in his hotel room locked away watching a baseball game.
I sincerely dialed up because he would have been committed to his industry.
No, he would have been committed to the baseball game. I said, hey, who wants to go to a bar and watch the game with me? No one replied back, so I just watched it in my room.
That is pathetic. Could have at least gone to a bar and watch it, right?
I was sitting at the bar, lonely, waiting for Morty.
Yeah, I was sitting by myself. Oh, you were?
I sure was.
You didn't get the memo that it was in Seattle?
Well, I didn't say which bar.
Oh, we're just waiting for Morty. Where is he? Israel?
It's like waiting for Godot. There's a deep cut for you. All right, let's go over to an article from Search Engine Land from Danny Goodwin. Ahrefs mentions are vanishing from SEMrush-owned Backlinko. All right, so Brian Dean used to recommend Ahrefs and link to them. Now, not so much. So what has changed, says Danny. So he actually teed this up, and in fact, you teed this up as an article to dive into, Morty, and I'm interested to hear your whys and wherefores there, but I'll set up the stage here, is that Backlinko, which is a platform owned by Brian Dean, got purchased early last year or mid last year, something like that, by SEMrush. And there were a lot of links over to Ahrefs. Well, the issue here is that there's a bit of an integrity challenge to Brian Dean for altering references from Ahrefs to SEMrush. As recently as May 16th, most noteworthy article in question had, hey, if you quote unquote, if you had to make me pick one tool to use for SEO, I'd go with Ahrefs. And at some point in time, it has been changed to say, if you had to pick one tool to use for SEO, I'd have to go with SEMrush. All right, so he's changed the links to his blog article. So I got to ask, why is this actually an issue? Why is this being a bit of a drum beating against Brian Dean? Well, Danny lays it out here, but I wanted to hear from you, Morty, first. Well, what's the issue here with Brian actually changing these links from one platform to another?
I threw this in here purely for the AssHatery. I think this whole thing is hilarious. I think this whole thing is so funny.
And it is funny, and there should be no shade put on this guy whatsoever. I mean, it's his website, right?
First off, I just want to ask. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. How many links in there? Search Engine Land, Search Engine Journal. Studies show 0. Of course, Ahrefs is complaining. Is Ahrefs complaining they have a sponsorship deal with one of the Facebook groups? Like, and then all of a sudden, the Facebook groups they get recommended. Like, yeah, hey, come on.
Right.
Look, obviously, SEMrush is not going to link to their, not going to pay to link to their competitors. That's insane. Like, I would have less respect for SEMrush. Disclosure: I consult for SEMrush, but it has nothing to do with this, really.
Sure.
If SEMrush didn't change the links, I would lose respect for them. Like, why would you do that?
Why would you even buy that platform?
You just paid a ton of money for this thing, and they and is it any? You know what's funny? I don't see SEO Monitor complaining about this. Lack of efficacy. It's only Ahrefs.
Yeah. So
how funny is this? And then you know what should have happened? You know what the best thing would have been, because Danny didn't check with SEMrush and get a statement from them. Right. If Brian Dean came out and said, right, check this out. Now, how would you answer this if you're Ahrefs or Search Engine Land if this happened? If Brian Dean came out and said, you know what, the reason I sold to the SEMrush, I like SEMrush better, I changed my mind.
Which is exactly what he was doing, basically, in this, right?
Selling to SEMrush is in a way of validating or a way of saying, I'm with them.
Right, exactly.
I like them. Would you expect, let's say Brian got hired by SEMrush.
Would you expect all
he
those
didn't sell the site.
Exactly. No.
The site was his, and he got hired by SEMrush. He now works for SEMrush.
Right. He's
going to release a recommendation for Ahrefs. Are you crazy?
It's all about nothing. What do you got, Jacob?
Why not just take it down?
The site?
No, just that one
post?
article or
there's tons of content. I know. Why wouldn't you? Like you want if you're SEMrush, that's why you bought the website to get the recommendation.
Well, no, I'm saying kill that article, make a new one.
Yeah, because that article ranks.
Yeah, whatever. That's the one you want.
And he did a global.
It could have been part of the 50% that need to be rewritten.
The Bruce, yes, Bruce Clay for the win.
All right. Well, I mean, there's some ethical table pounding by a couple people in the space, but I mean, Danny lays it out for you pretty quickly. Guys, this is his property, right? There's no publishing that's going on. That's a point where you have to keep this content. I mean, to the point. You can very well update anything on your website to something new. Change your mind. Jeez. Anyway,
but also it's not like the gap between like SEMrush and Ahrefs. Like, wow, like he went from like Ahrefs and now he's recommending like Bob's SEO tool.
No, you're right, and I think maybe there's just some,
I will say
points there.
The reason why the real reason why I included this article is that I think there's a marketing point here, which is if you gripe about the immediate things that you can't change, that are just going to happen anyway, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best brand move.
No, absolutely not, because things do change. And if you're trying to get in the way of that,
If I could say this, I think that sometimes the tools, I'm here, I'm not saying, I think there's a bunch of tools who do a better job with this.
sure.
Take the high road.
Yeah.
It makes you long term, you look, yeah, obviously it stinks for like you lost all that traffic coming in through those links or that authority, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, but you're not going to win by complaining about it.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, in all transparency, AssHatery has been a sponsor for Edge of the Web, right? But does that mean
There's
that
some crafty editing in this one now.
now, content is content, guys. And if you're actually sponsoring or being referenced by sites that are out there, things can change. And
Okay, I'll help you out.
yeah,
I like Ahrefs.
yeah, so do
I in fact contacted them to do some stuff over at Wix of some of our educational content.
Oh,
Then I don't
perfect.
think it's going to pan out in the end. It doesn't to do with, but if I didn't respect the content they put out wonderful. Patrick is amazing. They put out wonderful content.
absolutely.
I wouldn't have asked them to do that. So
Very
I
good.
am objective, even though it may not sound like it. I am objective.
That is objective
Sometimes.
AssHatery right there.
Yeah, no, for real, right? Would you expect to have heard that? Like I contacted them to do something?
That's awesome.
Oh.
You took the high
Now
road.
I'm sitting here squirming, oh, the summer people are going to hear that. They're going to be, oh, but I don't care. Content is content.
Content is content. All right. Hey, we are proud to have Site Strategics as the title sponsor of Edge of the Web. Our firm is an 18-year-old digital marketing firm, one of the top in the region for SEO. Our core specialties are technical SEO, entity SEO, SEM, social media, conversion rate optimization, everything focused on results-based marketing that works. We've also developed a unique omni-channel media marketing and content curation process guided by our weekly R&D here on the show. We incorporate the best techniques for content broadcast strategy and execution. So if you're interested in what we can do for you, just give us a call over at 877 SEO for Web or 877-736-4932.
Also, I would like to thank SEMrush for sending me socks that I'm wearing right now.
Dude, okay. I gotta call foul. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see him.
I'm
We don't want to see his socks.
not really wearing them. It's a
He needs a sock cam. That's what he needs.
joke. Although they did send me socks.
We need to send him a mannequin foot, and he can put the sock behind him on a shelf.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You should be demonstrating all the socks you have on a sock shelf.
I
Yeah,
have
this is
Wix
your-
socks. I have Content King socks. I do have SEMrush socks now.
So I was trying to trade a Edge of the Web hat for a SEMrush hat to SEMrush, and they're not going to do
They
it.
need the Edge. I will test. I have an Edge hat.
Yeah,
Those are good hats.
those
I
are
like
good
those hats.
Absolutely.
It's very nice hats.
Thank you very much.
You have
On to
quality swag.
hey, only the best, right?
I was at my sister's house on the way over to Seattle. I left her one of the mugs you sent me.
Yep.
Made sure to drink out of it. Great mug. Little rubber.
I don't know where to go with that because we appreciate it. Thank you very much. But you're not really sharing that outside of the show. So I don't know how our marketing swag is really getting appreciated.
I tweeted it when you sent it to me.
All right. Thank you
I
very
should,
much.
I should repurpose that tweet when my Bruce play.
All right. Hey, check this out. Over at Search Engine Journal, Angie Nikolaichuk, she reports $115 million in ad spend are lost to clickbait sites, a report finds. A new report found that almost 1/10 of advertisers' budgets went to programmatic display and video ads on clickbait sites, further reducing ad spend ROI amid mounting privacy and budget pressures. So the report is, let's see here, comes from media investment analysis company Ubiquity, found that clickbait and made-for-advertising MFA sites captured $115 million of their clients' $1.47 billion ad budget from January 2020 to May 2022. So this is a bit of a 2.5-year study here. That translates into 7.8 of their clients' ad budget, rising to 9.8 for U.S. clients. So they give us a number of different scenarios here, but the findings from Ubiquity's Tackling Responsible Media report, which was released this week, comes as belts are tightening right now and budgets are shrinking in response to tracking and privacy, as well as inflation, as we're hearing more and more about. So there's growing mistrust driving this sustainable advertising trend, says Angie. And the clickbait and MFA sites initially appear to be a good deal for advertisers due to their low cost per thousand ratio, as well as 77% viewable rate. Ubiquity actually says the advertisers don't get the ROI that they may expect. So it's clickbaity. It's just not valuable for the advertisers. Morty, you're heavily into advertising. What's the response there?
Yikes. It's a lot of money.
That's a huge, yeah. And Morty, to our audience,
also, why would advertisers part bother me? Why would advertisers be happy? Yes, it's, low cost.
mm-hmm.
That's the audience you really want to bring in, or people are going, that's your target audience. Like,
Nope.
unless you're like a gossip website, I guess like that kind of audience aligns.
No, sure.
What are you doing? Like, that's not how you go about this. Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap for a reason.
All
It's
those
crap.
the programmatic remnants and what have you all spreading around there, and it's just not.
I see it
off
all
for
the
you.
time, right? How many times you see? To swing back to baseball, every once in a while. So they run their programmatic networks through the MLB app,
Right.
And I'm watching a game in between innings, and all of a sudden some like random ad shows up. Like, what is this? Nothing to do with me. But there's that money being wasted.
It is.
I am not your audience.
And as advertisers, we've all seen that go through, especially not only just digital, but also on TV and the fractional cable industry. You're watching this going, okay, they have no idea who their audience is, and
which is crazy.
It really is. You'd think with this much knowledge, this much platform and genre knowledge in different areas and different mediums, you'd be able to get it right? But you're buying remnants a lot of times that you have no control on the distribution of that.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say that that was literally my next point. Like, I'm shocked that this is still going on, and they're all at the same time. Oh, what's gonna happen after the privacy? Google can't use privacy. Facebook can't use privacy. What's gonna happen? Same thing, really.
It's gonna get worse and worse.
I'm being facetious and hyperbolic about it, but
well, it is going to get worse. Gone are the days of smart ads. We're going to get dumber and dumber ad campaigns that are just going to be
great movie.
Yeah. God, can't stand that movie. All right. Hey. Change the topic real quick. We're proud of InLinks as a sponsor for Edge of the Web. Did you know that entities play a major role in how search engines understand and rank content on the web? Long gone is the day of keywords and keyword stuffing. You should never do that. Just telling you that, right? If you get anything from this show, don't do that. But keywords and ranking of keywords is a thing of the past. Now's the time to actually add entities into the mix and reach higher rankings by using InLinks, an award-winning software and entity SEO. So go check them out over at edgeofthewebradio.com/InLinks, INLINKS today to claim your free InLinks account and start creating content that will outperform your competitors. Third article. Jump in here from Content Marketing Institute. This actually was pretty interesting, and Marty, every once in a while, you give me a curveball on, it's not just a topic of SEO, it's not a topic of a particular tactic. This is actually substantial. I'm very impressed with you bringing
I have my moment. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go. So from Content Marketing Institute from Jonathan Crossfield, headline is your thought leadership content missing the point? He explores what a thought leader is, quote unquote, and who gets to award that moniker within the industry. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, Morty, as it was your.
Wow. So I guess like I really am a Boy Scout. Be prepared, right? Because I had no idea.
All right. So
No, I got it. So basically, I can do this. Hey. As Jonathan points out in the article, what essentially has happened is that people have positioned themselves like, yes, I'm a thought leader, but it's not happening organically.
Right.
So you're just putting things out there to position yourself as a thought leader without actually doing the hard work of being a thought leader, which happens, I would say, relatively naturally. You might do it with a certain purpose in mind. However, what's happening is you're putting out really good content. You're doing, deep dive and studies or real thought leadership that's actually substantial. And people are naturally gravitating to what you're saying and what you're talking about. And as a result, after a long period of time, a long time, it's like, again, it's brand building. People come to look at you as an expert. I don't know how you want to frame it. Somebody who has something valuable to say on a topic.
And a demonstrable wake of participation and information provided.
In a unique way.
Absolutely.
Right?
is that
But-
the thought leader moniker is so overused. It used to be like guru and everything else under the sun.
Ninja.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't be a thought leader without leading thoughts.
You know, every once in a while, I'll have a really good thought. Like here and there, again, broken clock twice a day.
Sure.
They're few and far between. Like, like a real novel thought.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't come around every day, but you see people putting out content every single thought leadership content. You cannot put out thought leadership content every single week. That is not how this works.
No, it takes time. It takes time to.
Yeah.
It takes you got to mull things over. You actually have to formulate a hypothesis on certain things. You can't churn out content. It's humanly not. You're not capable to do that, except for Barry Sports.
Yeah, but Barry's not putting out like thought leadership content. And
Correct.
I'm not saying that Barry's not a thought leader. I think he is, but like, that type of thing that he's putting out, it's covering topical events, right? Current events.
It's observation, it's review, it's news, and the like. You're absolutely right.
Barry does have thought leadership content that does. You see him do an interview once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's a really good point by Barry. But that's something that you can't do that. You can't put out 20 articles a day like that. What are you, Einstein?
Nope. Yeah, exactly. There was never a behavior like that. But we have
And even
this...
he only had one theory, 30 years.
Nice. No, yeah, I mean, I think the problem is that we have this glut of content and we have an engine that is not only sociological, but also the engine of just marketing is needing that content all the time. And even Google, to a greater extent, is watching a site and how it's actually churning up valuable content with regularity. And it's not just thought leadership in marketing, but the marketing industry believes that if they're not moving content regularly, then they're out of the equation. They're out of the game, right? And
right, but that's different intents, different kinds of content, different moments.
sure.
What it's to say in the article, what's basically happening is that thought leadership content is basically turning to listicle content,
Right.
which is a joke. And I don't know who you're fooling ultimately. If you feel like you're fooling anybody, you're first, if you are fooling people, shame on you. And you have people like that, even in the SEO industry, they seem like thought leaders,
Sure.
right? When you first get into the industry, not going to name any names, Neil Patel, and then you realize that that's not somebody you should be listening to. So eventually you'll do figure it out.
Right.
And if they don't, shame on you. But that's not to say you can't put out content with regularity. You can put out, refresher content. You can put out, foundational content, beginner content, case studies, use cases, observations, analysis. There's many different types of content that you can put out there. But real thought leadership content, like I have a new way of looking at the industry or looking at a topic.
Yep.
That's I would say 5 or 6 pieces a year is a lot.
Absolutely. Robert Rose is actually a really strong thought leader over at Content Marketing Institute, and he does have a really good pace of quality content that's moving out there, but he's not churning it up daily, right? He puts a lot of time into these things. So
yeah, you could take a very specific topic and offer a bit of analysis around it. Is it earth-shattering or thought leadership stuff? No, but there's a need for that kind of good content as well. Not every piece has to be thought leadership either.
Absolutely. That therein lies the point, is that you don't have to you don't have to be that brilliant all the time, because it's not natural, and eventually you're going to be mailing it in, although you think that you're bringing the bringing the milkshake to the yard all the time, and it's not the case.
Is that a real phrase? Bringing the milkshake to the yard?
Is crowbarring a real phrase? Come on.
No, I said I made it up.
Well, maybe I did too.
All right.
Turn that into a song.
I think we should.
What's that? It's like Dr. Phil line. That girl from Dr. Phil. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Cash me outside. That
Something
girl?
like that.
Yep.
Yeah, like one of these crazy phrases that makes no sense.
It sounds like you're
That's
saying
what
cash. Yeah. Like dollars, cash.
Completely lost me, guys.
Cash me outside. We'll send you links.
This is
Cash
thought
me
leadership
outside,
right here,
do me
folks.
like that. It's like, yeah, it's some like weird thing.
Is there a meme thought leader? Because I would like to volunteer.
Oh, dude, memes.
Oh, yeah. That's legit. And that's constant. You have to be on your game all the time to be a meme.
There are different levels of memedom, and literally there are like 9 levels, says my son, of meme meta. Basically,
Sounds like he's the meme thought leader.
He is deep into that space. He tells me what stale memes are on a regular basis, and recycled memes.
Yeah.
And there's some archetypal
Another
memes.
fan of Bruce Clay.
I was going to say 50% of all memes are recycled.
true. All right. Hey, we're not doing this
I'm making
article.
a lot of friends on this podcast.
You really are. Yeah. Why don't you just crowbar everything around, man? We're not doing this article. That great of justice. Go check out the article. We'll have it in the show notes, but it was a really good read. It was actually, it gave you time to be able to think through and understand. Yeah, there could very well be some con game afoot in this space, and you got to know
the con game's afoot.
Suck it, Trebek. All right, moving on. Hey, we are proud to have Page One Power as the new sponsor for Edge of the Web interview series, and jumped in here on the news segment as well. It's great to have a new sponsor on board, and we're eager to share what they do. They're an SEO agency specializing in sustainable link building and strategic content creating. That 11 years of experience, they build over 15,000 links each year for their campaign. So they're actually creating some really good content on behalf of their clients. They do custom link building, they do white label link building, they do technical SEO audits, as well as content marketing. So if you're interested in what they could do for you, they're offering up a free 30-minute consultation. If you go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/page1power, sign up today. You'll be able to get on the schedule and be able to talk to them about your inbound linking needs. Thanks for joining the Edge team, Page One Power. All right. Fast track. A couple minutes left here, and we're getting better and better at this, except for whenever I go long. But Crystal did a great job going after a few of the fast track articles, because Barry Swartz over at Search Engine Roundtable is continually reporting on the industry, and we wanted to give you a couple of quick insights and check out the articles that we're talking about as well. So, over at Search Engine Roundtable, Google's People Also Ask is back to normal levels. If you didn't know it was gone, then don't worry about it. It's back. 10 days ago, we reported that the People Also Ask feature dropped down 30 points in the term, and how often the feature is actually being shown in Google search. Well, it's bounced back, and Rank Ranger, you know them. Morty actually was reporting that it was back. SEMrush also reported that it was back, as well as SEO. Yeah, you know those guys.
I also know SEO Clarity. I heard of them also. Is that weird?
It is weird. You get around. You really do, you know?
Yeah. Well, SEMrush people are great. Rank Ranger doesn't talk to me anymore. Anyway.
We're putting together a list of this show. Anyway, people also
I'm telling you, who else wants that this week? Who else can I go after?
People Also Ask is a really, really intense factor of the SERP, and we're very happy to see that snap back into place, because it works off of your intent, and I think it's one of the best researching tools to be able to understand what people are looking for and be able to garner that. AlsoAsk.com is a fantastic tool tying into the People Also Asked feature. So I was worried for them, actually, to be honest with you. I'm glad that's actually back.
Well, yeah, but it's still like there's a lot of People Also Asked out there. Also, look, this is a staple of the SERP. I call it like that, and the video box, like the universal SERP donor. It goes with every SERP feature.
Right.
It's very common for Google to test things out, drop things off.
Yep.
Wait a week, put it back up. Also, if it does kill off some of them, what keywords, again, I mentioned when it actually dropped down, what keywords are actually being killed off. It could be completely irrelevant.
Well, we were also talking about some of this real estate actually showing up someplace else, and the people search next, as well as additional features on the right-hand rail. So that didn't go away. It was starting to be moving. It was moving in different areas on the SERP, right? That's what you're saying.
So yeah, I'm saying like there's all sorts of scenarios and situations that come up. Like, patience is key with this. Don't freak out all of a sudden. Oh no, all the People Also Ask are gone. I'm going to lose all my traffic because I rank in so many of those. Now what? Just wait a week.
All right, fast track. Got to go on to the next article. Google now tests interactive card knowledge panel box in a layout. Now, Glenn Gabe actually gave a demonstration of this, and it happens to do with baseball. So you know that Morty's going to take a swing at it. So there's an interesting one-box result that's being tested. Searching for the height of an athlete, celebrity, etc., returns a visual layout as one box, and hovering over each one of them brings that into focus and continues a link to the Learn More section. And now there's a video on there you can actually play that Glenn Gabe actually recorded. And it's a pretty cool demonstration of interaction there. And Jacob's got it on the screen there. Check it out over the YouTube video that we drop each week. But what's your take on this?
Well, my take was, as soon as I saw Barry tweet this, that Glenn Gabe found that, because it had to do with the Yankees. But anyway. Yeah. And real quick, I think what's important here is that, as I mentioned before on this very podcast, that Google's trying to go for a more portal-like experience. This is an example of that. where it's a much more immersive, layered sort of experience where you can explore and deep dive right on the SERP itself. This is an example of Google trying to experiment with something like that.
Absolutely. You're going to see
Just a
more and
test.
more of this. You're going to see more.
Yes.
I mean, if Google can reposition content that it's pulling in from the universe and be able to make it a consumable for its users before anybody has to go further. I mean, why not? That's what Google's in the business for, right? I hate the repurposing to the degree that you.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're in time.
Okay,
man.
fine. All right. Google local service ads are seeing a lot of fake reviews. Threw this one in there right at the tail end of our prep time here. Check this out. Google's local service ads, LSA, are supposed to be screened, guaranteed, and reviewed by somebody contracted by Google. But supposedly the reviews in many of the local service ads are getting filled with fake reviews. And there's a number. Len Raleigh Twitter account actually showed a huge amount of, I guess they were searching for personal injury lawyers, popped up there, and all the reviews they were saying were fake reviews. Greg Sterling also posted on Twitter, fake reviews are making it into LSAs. Does the presence of Google's screened label constitute consumer deception under the FTC because it might imply the integrity of the reviews in LSA? Well, Greg Sterling with a bomb there. All right, so fake reviews are making this way into the ad space. Come on, Google, got to be able to clean this stuff up. And this, talking about the real estate that's being more and more trusted, this modular portal environment, these ads were a major factor of trust that Google was trying to impart on that portal experience. And now you got crap ton of fake reviews. What gives there, Marty? Thoughts?
No, you got to figure that out because the whole idea is that it's Google guaranteed, right? So it's really like, it's supposed to be a safe ecosystem, safe environment. It doesn't seem that way if that's what's happening to ads. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
I'm sure they will.
Nope.
Guarantee that those are fake ads or fake reviews. So we are always watching to make sure that they clean up that space because it is a very coveted space. In trust for those advertisers there.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the user and their trust.
All right. Well, think of the user who's watching SEO chat this week. Hashtag SEO chat.
You don't know. You don't know. You do. Wow, you guys are good. I didn't tweet about this week yet. You saw from last week. You guys are good. Natalie Mott is hosting SEO chat as we dive into site migrations. Nicole Ponce of SEMrush will be moderating the chat on my behalf this week. We're starting to split it because I don't always have time. So check out Natalie and Nicole this Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is it daylight time or standard time? Doesn't matter. If you live on the East Coast, it's 1 p.m. If you live on the West Coast, it's 3 hours earlier. If you live in another country, I have no idea what time it is for you. Thursdays, Twitter, SEO chat, hashtag SEO chat, Natalie Mott, Nicole Ponce, site migrations.
All right. So we got there. Fantastic. All right, folks, that's it for Edge this week. Morty, thank you so much for your contribution, as always. Got to get faster on our...
Sorry, I've killed like 5 more sponsors for you.
We'll say apologies after the show. Sorry for Morty. All right, so from all of us over here, hey, make sure you check out the Barry Adams podcast. We just dropped his last week as we talked about news publishing, segment 1. We drilled through a lot of really good points of how you should be executing SEO in the news industry. Second part's dropping this week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updated whenever we drop our videos there. We'd love to hear from you. Go over to ratethispodcast.com/edge and let us know what you think about this show in particular, because we have some comments over here. From all of us over at Edge.
This show was the worst. From Tim.
From Tim.
S.
Oh, I'm going to have to make some phone calls. All right, so from all of us over at Edge, stay safe, stay well, and don't be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.